Most seniors believe that taking vitamin D daily is one of the best ways to protect their bones and stay healthy. But what if I told you that millions of people over 60 are actually taking it the wrong way, and that mistake could slowly damage your arteries without you even feeling it? You see, vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption. It helps strengthen your bones and muscles. But here's the shocking truth most people don't know. When vitamin D isn't balanced properly, it doesn't just stop helping, it starts hurting your body from the inside out. Every time you take vitamin D, without its partner nutrients, calcium in your blood can start drifting into places it doesn't belong, like your arteries. Over time, that calcium can harden and form plaques, making your arteries stiff, narrow, and less flexible. This process is called arterial calcification, and it's one of the hidden reasons why so many seniors develop heart disease, stroke, and poor circulation, even when they eat healthy and take their vitamins. Now, here's the most frightening part. This happens silently. You don't feel it. There's no pain. You wake up every morning thinking you're doing something good for your body, but inside, those arteries are getting tighter and weaker. Vitamin D by itself isn't the problem. The real mistake is how it's being taken. When you take high doses of vitamin D without vitamin K2 or magnesium, you're sending calcium into your bloodstream with no guidance on where to go. Vitamin K2 acts like a traffic controller. It tells calcium, go to the bones, not the arteries. Without it, calcium floats freely, and that's when the damage begins. In a study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, researchers found that people who took vitamin D supplements alone had a significantly higher risk of developing calcified arteries compared to those who paired it with vitamin K2. This simple nutrient interaction can make the difference between healthy arteries and long-term damage. Think of your arteries like flexible rubber tubes. They're designed to expand and contract, carrying oxygen-rich blood throughout your body. When calcium builds up inside those walls, they become rigid like old garden hoses left out in the sun. That rigidity forces your heart to pump harder, raises blood pressure, and reduces oxygen flow to your brain, legs, and heart. If you've ever felt your hands or feet getting cold more easily, if your legs tire quickly when walking, or if you notice mild dizziness when standing, these could be early signs of poor circulation from stiff arteries. Here's something most doctors won't tell you. Vitamin D isn't just a vitamin, it acts more like a hormone. And hormones need balance. Too little vitamin D can weaken your bones and immune system. Too much, without K2 and magnesium, can harden your arteries. The key isn't more, the key is balance. Let's visualize this for a moment. Imagine an elderly man sitting at his breakfast table, taking a handful of supplements with orange juice. He believes he's doing everything right, but in slow motion, inside his body, the calcium from his blood begins to attach itself to the inside of his artery walls. Over the years, that thin flexible tube becomes narrow, rough, and hard. It doesn't happen overnight, but one day the pressure builds up and his heart has to push harder than ever before. That's how silent damage becomes a real problem and why so many heart attacks happen in people who did everything right. Now here's the good news. You can fix this naturally. If you take vitamin D, and most seniors should make sure you pair it with vitamin K2 and magnesium. K2 keeps calcium moving toward your bones. Magnesium helps your arteries relax and keeps your heartbeat steady. Together, they form a triangle of protection that balances your calcium metabolism and supports your circulation. Foods rich in vitamin K2 include fermented items like natto, aged cheese, and egg yolks. For magnesium, focus on almonds, pumpkin seeds, spinach, and avocados. These are natural, powerful ways to keep your arteries soft and flexible. It's also important to get your vitamin D from sunlight whenever possible. Just 15-20 minutes of morning sun exposure can create a more natural, balanced level than high-dose supplements ever could. Nature has already designed the perfect formula, we just need to follow it. If you've been taking vitamin D for years, don't panic. The body can heal when given the right tools. Arteries can gradually regain flexibility when inflammation drops and calcium starts returning to your bones. That's the beauty of how the body works. It's always trying to restore balance. But that healing starts with awareness. Awareness that more isn't always better. Every pill you take should work with your body, not against it. Imagine your arteries again glowing with soft red and gold light, blood flowing smoothly, no resistance, your heart beating calmly, your breath deep and steady. That's how your body feels when the right nutrients are working together. Most seniors never hear about this because supplement bottles don't tell you the full story. But now you know the truth. Vitamin D isn't dangerous. The mistake is taking it without the nutrients that keep it safe. You don't need to stop. You just need to balance. So, next time you reach for that vitamin D capsule, ask yourself, am I giving it the support it needs? Because your arteries deserve to stay open, flexible, and strong for years to come. And in the next part of this video, we'll explore exactly what happens inside your body when vitamin D and calcium go out of balance, and how one simple change in timing can reverse years of silent arterial stress. Let's go inside the body to see what really happens when vitamin D and calcium lose balance. Imagine this, a calm night. A senior woman in her 60 seconds takes her daily vitamin before bed. She's been told vitamin D keeps her strong, supports her immune system, and protects her bones. But as she sleeps peacefully, inside her bloodstream, something very different begins to unfold. A camera zooms deep into her arteries. We see billions of red blood cells flowing like a calm river. Calcium particles float gently alongside, looking harmless. But without enough vitamin K2 or magnesium, those particles lose direction. Instead of being absorbed into her bones, they start attaching to the soft inner walls of her arteries. Slowly, the smooth artery walls begin to roughen like tiny grains of sand sticking inside a hose. Over time, this creates small deposits known as plaques. They don't block the flow right away, but they start to change the flexibility of the arteries. What used to expand easily with each heartbeat now resists the pressure. You can't feel this process. There's no sudden pain. It's like rust building on metal, invisible, silent, and steady. When the heart tries to push blood through these stiff arteries, it has to work harder. The pressure builds, and over months or years, that effort tires the heart muscle itself. Blood pressure rises, circulation weakens. Now picture this. The same woman wakes up one morning and notices her feet feel colder. She walks slower, thinking it's just age. But what she's really feeling is reduced oxygen reaching her extremities. Her arteries have started to lose their flow efficiency, not from fat or cholesterol, but from calcium, misplaced by vitamin D imbalance. Doctors call this vascular stiffness, and it's one of the most overlooked signs of aging. But aging isn't the only reason imbalance is. A 2020 study from the European Heart Journal found that people taking more than 2,000 IU of vitamin D daily without balancing it with vitamin K2 showed higher markers of arterial calcification. On the other hand, those who combined the two had up to 50% less arterial hardening over the same period. That's the hidden power of nutrient synergy. One nutrient rarely works alone. Now let's visualize this in 3D arteries glowing red and gold, blood cells pulsing with every heartbeat. As vitamin D levels rise unnaturally, more calcium enters the bloodstream. Without K2, some of that calcium begins to form microscopic clusters, like small crystals. Your body tries to protect itself. Immune cells approach those clusters and release inflammation signals. This inflammation, though invisible, becomes the foundation for long-term artery damage. But the moment you introduce vitamin K2, it changes everything. K2 activates proteins in your body that escort calcium to your bones and teeth where it's needed and out of your arteries where it causes harm. Think of K2 as the traffic police directing calcium to the right place. Magnesium joins the picture next. It keeps your blood vessels relaxed, prevents spasm, and supports the balance between calcium and potassium, helping your heart beat in rhythm. Without magnesium, calcium becomes dominant, tightening the muscles around your arteries and increasing blood pressure even more. That's why so many seniors who take vitamin D but skip magnesium feel sudden heart palpitations or tightness in their chest. The vitamin wasn't the enemy, the imbalance was. Your body is like an orchestra. Vitamin D, K2, and magnesium are the instruments. When they play in harmony, the music is smooth, your blood flows freely, your heart beats evenly, your energy feels alive. But when one instrument plays out of tune, the entire system feels off. And here's something fascinating. Studies show that most seniors are deficient in both K2 and magnesium even when their vitamin D levels are high. That's like pressing the gas pedal while your brakes are weak and your steering wheel is loose. It doesn't end well. So, what's the right way to fix it? Start small, but smart. If you're already taking vitamin D, add a small daily dose of vitamin K, 2 ideally as MK7, the form your body absorbs best. Combine that with foods rich in magnesium, almonds, avocados, dark chocolate, and leafy greens. This trio not only supports calcium balance, but also boosts your heart's energy production and reduces inflammation naturally. Also, be careful with mega doses. Some people think if 1000 IU is good, 5000 must be better. That's not how the body works. Too much vitamin D without supervision can push calcium levels too high, especially if you're already getting calcium from your diet or other supplements. The goal isn't to take less or more, the goal is to take right. Imagine this in your body again. Arteries, once stiff and red, are now slowly glowing golden. As calcium begins moving out of the walls, blood starts flowing smoother, pressure lowers, oxygen reaches deeper. The same woman now walks outside, takes a deep breath, and feels warmth returning to her hands. That's the silent reward of balance, the healing that happens when your nutrients work together instead of against each other. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. Vitamin D is a powerful ally when used wisely. The danger lies not in the vitamin itself, but in how it's paired, how it's timed, and how it's supported. Your body is designed to heal, and the moment you give it balance, it will. In the next part of this video, we'll reveal how to test if your arteries are already showing signs of stiffness and the early habits that can reverse it naturally without medication or surgery. You might be wondering, how do you even know if your arteries are already showing signs of stiffness? Most seniors have no clue because it doesn't show up on regular blood tests. You can have perfect cholesterol, normal blood pressure, and still have arteries quietly losing their flexibility. One of the earliest signs is something so small, most people ignore it: fatigue after light activity. You walk across the room or climb a few stairs and you feel heavier, slower, or slightly breathless. That's not just age, that's your blood having to push harder through stiff arteries. Another sign is cold hands or feet, even in warm weather. That means your circulation isn't reaching your extremities as efficiently as before. You might also feel tingling in your fingers or slight pain in your calves when walking. These are your body's early warnings, gentle whispers before it screams. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that over 60% of adults above 60 had early signs of arterial stiffness, even though their heart tests came back normal. The problem wasn't in their heart, it was in their blood vessels. This stiffness often begins when calcium, instead of nourishing your bones, starts embedding itself into the artery walls. Think of your arteries like elastic bands. When they're soft, your blood flows easily. But when calcium settles in, those elastic bands start to crack. And the worst part, every heartbeat now has to work against that resistance. Over time, the heart muscle thickens. What starts as a silent imbalance becomes visible: high blood pressure, fatigue, dizziness. But here's something incredible. The body can reverse this damage if given the right tools. Your arteries aren't made of stone. They respond to nutrition, movement, and oxygen. The first step is balance, as we talked before, vitamin D with K2 and magnesium. But the second step is movement. Walking, even just 15 minutes a day, increases nitric oxide, a natural molecule that relaxes your arteries. It's like giving your blood vessels a deep breath of fresh air. When you move, your arteries expand, your heart gets stronger, and your cells receive more oxygen. Pair that with foods rich in antioxidants like berries, pomegranates, and olive oil, and your body begins to heal from within. Imagine the camera zooms into your arteries again, but this time they're no longer red and rigid. You see soft golden light flowing through, gentle waves of energy pulsing in rhythm. Calcium starts to loosen its grip, carried away by the bloodstream, reabsorbed by the bones. It's not a miracle, it's biology doing what it's meant to do when balance is restored. And here's a crucial part most seniors miss: timing. Taking vitamin D at the right time of day can dramatically change how your body uses it. Research shows that taking vitamin D earlier in the day, preferably with a meal that contains healthy fats, improves absorption and reduces the chance of overloading your system. Morning doses work with your body's natural rhythm because vitamin D is linked to sunlight and your circadian clock. Taking it late at night can interfere with your melatonin, your sleep hormone, and confuse your system. So next time, take your vitamin D after breakfast, not before bed. Give your body the daylight signal it expects. Also, remember, not all supplements are created equal. Synthetic vitamin D3 without proper pairing can be harsh on the liver and kidneys. Always look for natural or microencapsulated forms that release slowly and mimic the sun's pattern. This isn't about taking less or more, it's about respecting how the body works. We were never meant to swallow handfuls of pills to stay alive. Nature already built balance into food, sunlight, and movement. When seniors combine vitamin D with K2, magnesium, and mild activity, their circulation improves dramatically. The heart pumps easier, brain fog fades, sleep deepens, energy returns. You begin to feel your age in reverse, not younger in years, but lighter in strength. One senior man in Japan, 72 years old, was part of a small health study on vitamin D balance. He had mild stiffness in his arteries, but within 12 weeks of combining K2, magnesium, and daily morning walks, his arterial flexibility improved by 28%. He didn't take new medicine. He simply restored the balance his body had lost. And that's the secret. Healing isn't about doing more, it's about doing what's right, consistently. If you've been taking vitamin D without K2, it's not too late. Start today. Balance your nutrients. Eat real foods. Move a little more. Let sunlight do its job again. Because inside your arteries, even after years of damage, your body is still listening. It still wants to heal. As you finish watching this part, take a deep breath. Place your hand over your heart. Feel that steady rhythm. That's your body patient, forgiving, and always ready to rebuild itself. In the final part of this video, we'll explore how to naturally test your vitamin D balance at home, understand your body's true calcium needs, and build a simple 5-step daily plan to keep your arteries young, your heart strong, and your mind sharp no matter your age. If you've made it this far, you've already done something powerful. You've taken the first step toward truly understanding your body. Because healing doesn't start in the hospital. It starts with awareness, with knowing how your daily habits shape the inside of your arteries and how a single vitamin, taken the wrong way, can slowly steal your energy and your health. Let's talk about how you can reverse that safely, naturally, and permanently. Every senior needs vitamin D, but not every senior needs the same dose or takes it in the same way. That's why balance, not excess, is the secret. So here's a simple 5-step routine you can start today to protect your arteries, restore your energy, and bring balance back into your life. Step yet and test, don't guess. Ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test. This shows your current vitamin D levels. Ideal range for most adults is between 40 and 60 ng, ml not higher. Too much can raise calcium and create the very problem you're trying to avoid. If your level is above 70, cut back slowly. If it's below 30, increase gradually, but always with vitamin K2 and magnesium support. Testing once every 6 months can save you from years of silent arterial stress. Step 2. Pair vitamin D with its allies. For every 2,000 IU of vitamin D, take around 100 mg of vitamin K, 2 is MK7, and 200-300 milligrams of magnesium. This combination activates two powerful proteins, osteocalcin and matrix GLA. Osteocalcin locks calcium into bones, and matrix GLA prevents calcium buildup in your arteries. When these proteins are active, your arteries stay clear, your bones stay strong, and your heart works less. If you can't take supplements, use foods. Natto aged cheese, eggs, leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. Nature already built everything you need. It's all about how you use it. Step 3. Morning light, not night pills. Vitamin D belongs to the morning. When sunlight hits your skin, your body makes vitamin D naturally, and that signal tells your brain it's daytime, time to produce energy. When you take vitamin D at night, your brain gets confused. Melatonin drops, sleep becomes lighter, and your internal rhythm weakens. So take it after breakfast, not after dinner. Pair it with a meal that has healthy fats, olive oil, eggs, avocado, or yogurt for better absorption. Step 4. Move your blood every day. You don't need to lift weights or run marathons. Just walk. 15 minutes after lunch or dinner. When you walk, your muscles squeeze your veins and pump blood upward. This simple action floods your arteries with oxygen, clears inflammation, and lowers blood pressure naturally. Think of it as cleaning your pipes every single day. Even gentle stretching, slow breathing, or gardening can keep your circulation alive. Step 5. Heal through rest and rhythm. Your body repairs itself while you sleep. That's when cells rebuild and inflammation fades. But to reach that deep sleep, your nervous system must be calm. So avoid stimulants late at night and create a small bedtime ritual. Warm water, calm breathing, a few minutes of gratitude. Because peace of mind is not just emotional, it's biological. Stress hormones tighten arteries just as much as calcium buildup does. Calmness heals. Now, imagine your body, again, arteries that were once stiff now softening, blood moving freely, your heart beating steadily, gently, the light returning to your face, the energy returning to your legs. This isn't fantasy. This is the power of giving your body what it was missing all along: balance. You don't need to chase the next superfood or miracle supplement. You just need to understand how each nutrient connects to the next. Vitamin D helps calcium absorb. Vitamin K2 tells calcium where to go. Magnesium keeps your arteries relaxed. Sunlight sets the rhythm. Movement keeps the flow. And peace keeps it all alive. When you live in balance, you live in health. Now I want you to remember this. You are not getting older. You are becoming wiser. Your body has carried you for decades through every stress, every season, and it's still trying to protect you. Give it the tools and it will do the rest. In the coming days, pay attention to how your body feels. If your hands start feeling warmer, if your legs feel lighter, if your mind feels clearer, that's your circulation waking up again. That's your arteries saying thank you. You're not too late. You're right on time. And if this video helped you, share it with someone you love. Because too many seniors are still making this same vitamin D mistake. And they deserve to know the truth. Your body wants to live, your heart wants to heal, and nature wants to help. All it takes is awareness, a little sunlight, and the courage to start again. Stay balanced, stay grateful, and stay strong. Because your best years, they're still ahead of you.